G'day, mate. The Aussie's back. Welcome back to the Red or Blue Pill channel, people. Thank you for returning subscribers, members, and everybody in between. If you're new, what we do is go through creepy TikToks that question reality. If you like what you see, sub up, turn on notifications, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And there's a new feature with hype. So if you like what you see, then give it a hype. It seems to help. There's a leaderboard. So I'm quite interested to see where we end up on that. But with that being said, let's go. Okay, so this is one of my favorite videos. If you agree with this video, then put bonkers in the comment section because I just want to know. That's the code word, peeps. That is the code word. If you agree with this video, put bonkers in the comment section down below.
I think all our society is run by insane people for insane objectives. You know? And I think that's what I sussed when I was 16 and 12, way down the line. But I expressed it differently all through my life. It's the same thing I'm expressing all the time. But now I can put it into that sentence that I think we're being run by maniacs for maniacal ends, you know. If anybody can put on paper what our government and the American government, etc., and the Russian, Chinese, what they are actually trying to do, you know, and what they think they're doing, I'd be very pleased to know what they think they're doing. I think they're all insane, you know, but I'm liable to be put away as insane for expressing that. You know, that's what's insane about it. I mean, don't you agree?
Don't you agree? Yeah, I mean, the people... we live in an upside down world, I think, and I think he's spot on. I think what he's saying is, yeah. Let me know in the comments. Well, I don't know if that was AI. That probably was AI. But what is AI? If there was a visual of AI, that could be what it is, like 3D printing machines. You know what I mean? But like a 4D. That could be what crop circles are. Magic. It looks like magic, but it's just technology that we don't realize we've got. My microphone's gone. Gordon Bennett. See, technology. I always have issues, even physical technology. Yeah. So AI could have a physical thing and able to do some crazy stuff that looks like magic, and that would be it. You know what I mean? It's 3D but 4D printing machines that come on and do these crop circles like that. We're like, whoa, but really, it's just a bit of tech. You know what I mean? It's just man, woman with some very advanced technology.
Does humanity know what it's doing?
No. I think we're moving into a period when, for the first time ever, we may have things more intelligent than us.
You believe they can understand?
Yes.
You believe they are intelligent?
Yes.
You believe these systems have experiences of their own and can make decisions based on those experiences?
In the same sense as people do, yes.
Are they conscious?
I think they probably don't have much self-awareness at present. So in that sense, I don't think they're conscious.
Will they have self-awareness? Consciousness?
Oh, yes. I think they will in time.
And so human beings will be the second most intelligent beings on the planet.
Yeah. We have a very good idea of sort of roughly what it's doing. But as soon as it gets really complicated, we don't actually know what's going on any more than we know what's going on in your brain.
What do you mean we don't know exactly how it works? It was designed by people.
No, it wasn't. What we did was we designed the learning algorithm. That's a bit like designing the principle of evolution. But when this learning algorithm then interacts with data, it produces complicated neural networks that are good at doing things, but we don't really understand exactly how they do those things.
What's that?
Yeah, just a simple way of putting it is that we're just plugging something in that we do not understand. And it's probably been here all this time. And it's probably a super intelligence that actually is already, you know, controlling stuff. And we're maybe the slave system that's just building it, putting it all together. I don't know. It's crazy though.
Oh, a gigantic illuminated object just fell from the sky in Japan and then appeared to blow up and lit up the night sky from dark to completely daylight. Tell me more. Yeah, multiple news outlets are reporting and showing video of this huge, gigantic, illuminated object falling from the sky, appearing to maybe blow up. It lights up the entire sky. It's insane. And then it falls down in the Pacific Ocean. Okay. What was crazy about this, though, is when people woke up the next day, they had weird holes in their memory. They didn't recall many things that they used to know. And so people are joking, saying this was a Men in Black huge flashy thingy. Oh, goody.
I don't know if this guy, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is made up or true. I've not researched it, but it sounds pretty bonkers if it is, if there's any truth to this.
What's going on here? And can we figure out what this gigantic, illuminating, exploding thing was? Okay, then.
Austin Hayrand.
Nah, fool. There's no way she just did this. Donald Trump like, do it.
That seems sus, doesn't it? And this is what I mean. It all just feels like a show. I don't know what's going on. I mean, is that a lady in a face mask? I don't know. I'm not even going to say. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm going to let it play.
Y'all, this means I love you. Remember, this was played on all major networks. Charlie Kirk Memorial was something to remember. And this is going to make me remember forever. It was some other things that was going on too. Y'all got to understand, Charlie Kirk Memorial brung all these people together, even the people that had beef. Just so many things happening at this memorial. It was crazy to see. But the highlight of the memorial was Erica Kirk. R.I.P. to Charlie Kirk. I feel like Erica Kirk will be a good actress. Can't y'all see her playing like on a movie or a TV show or some shit? I don't know about y'all, but I can see it. Am I tripping? But this, y'all, highlight of the night. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down below in the comments.
I think that I've been away a month and nothing's changed. It is just one massive Earth show still carrying on. That is what I think. I don't know what we're supposed to do in this world when it's just all a big show. I mean, yeah.
This shit is crazy, fool.
Did you see what the head of FBI said about Charlie Kirk? No.
To my friend Charlie Kirk, rest down, brother. We have the watch, and I'll see you in Valhalla.
What's Valhalla? Valhalla is a place where warriors go in heaven.
Okay.
So that's like warriors' heaven.
Yeah.
But there's a crazy theory that dropped because the shooter of the Charlie Kirk shooting, there's a picture of him in his bedroom on his computer screen.
Whoa.
There's a wallpaper of Goat Island.
What's
all right?
Goat Island?
It's a place, I think, somewhere in Europe.
Yeah.
But anyways, in Goat Island, there's a coffee shop called Valhalla.
Oh, wait.
Yeah. Now check this out. Check this out.
In Greenland?
Yeah. But before continuing, I wanted to warn you guys. Phones were being spied on by a
Still feels weird to me. That's it. It's just a bit sus. You know what I mean? I don't really know what's going on anymore.
blue radio app. Click on this icon, then on more. If you see it, delete it immediately.
I've never known what's going on. I don't know why I said anymore. I've never known what's going on. Yeah, just more questions after more questions, isn't it? That's all we get.
In the last few months,
Yeah.
I think when the Trump administration started, they were really pushing to get Greenland. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
They want to control it.
Yeah.
And they want to put like military there or
Okay.
something like that.
Yeah.
So like this.
Yeah.
What if they already did it? What if they got it and they were able to put like secret military or headquarters right there and nobody knows?
Wait,
And then Valhalla is like,
Is
I'll
the
see you in
coffee
Valhalla.
shop?
That's
Yeah.
a coffee shop. Yo, I'll see you in Valhalla because that's like in Greenland. That's where Goat Island is.
Yeah.
That this thing is a
Oh, so it's like secret meanings. This is There is a conspiracy in there of all these people that have unalived, that they're not actually unalived and they are somewhere. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Again, I don't know.
In the middle of the water. Did I leave that part out? Well, yeah, it's in the middle of the water. And we are supposed to just believe that they had a great shipping company, an architect, a financial guy that would make sure that they had this all covered in the year 708. Oh, and it, of course, lasts forever with 0 issues and not one flaw in the construction. It's perfect, unlike anything that we have ever constructed today. How does the mainstream history make any sense at all at this point? You cannot go from this in 708 to evolving and advancing into sheds. And now we build Motel 6s. It's crazy. How can anyone ever go into a history class again without laughing? The year 708 was just a year of brilliance, I guess. Yeah, right. These buildings are from the previous civilization, and more people are realizing this every single day. And once you know, you know. You don't go back to thinking that the year 708 built massive structures on a cliff in the middle of the water with a train that just pulls right up to the front door. And I was on Google Maps just looking around and saw this city in Italy. And I went down to the street view and I saw that they have this fountain. The whole city clearly was found, repurposed, and is being used today. And as we spin this camera view around,
Guys, there is an insane connection
History ain't right either, is it?
with what happened with Charlie Kirk and a movie that came out in 1998. So the movie is called Snake Eyes and it starred Nicolas Cage. And the movie was about a man named Charles Kirkland who got shot in the neck at a public event. Now, in the first 10 seconds of the movie, there is a sign for this event, and it says that it takes place on September 10th. So in this movie, the killer killed Charles Kirkland on September 10th, which is when our Charlie Kirk got killed. It gets even crazier because the killer in this movie is called the Executioner, and he is a distraction for the person who actually did the killing of Charles Kirkland. And get this, the person who took the rap for it in the movie's name is Tyler. Tyler. You know, the same thing that happened to Charlie Kirk. Tyler Robinson. And on the box for this movie and on the trailer of this movie, underneath where it says Snake Eyes, it says, believe everything but your eyes. Guys, what is happening?
I didn't see his hands there, but was he doing the secret hand symbol as well? It's just one big movie.
Have you all seen the people saying that when they go to record on this app, it's a different version of them that pops up on the screen? Not present day them. Okay, in 2023, I had a woman. I posted one video on my old account, and this woman found me, claiming she was me from the future, and that TikTok is a portal between parallel universes. And she knew things about me that only I would know. We even had the same name. And no, I did not have my name on my account. No. She found me, and I'm telling you, this app is more than just social media. It is. That's why the governments are obsessed with it.
Yo, you can't even make this stuff up. Looks like Hollywood
That would be crazy. I would love to speak to my older self. I'm sure he's quite wise.
did it again. They predicted the Charlie Kirk assassination. So check this out. So in 1998, Nicolas Cage stars in a movie called Snake Eyes. And in this movie, a prominent political figure...
Ah, there it was. Yeah. Did you see? Look, I did 2 videos of it. So the sign was there. I see it. I see it.
...is assassinated while watching a boxing event by being shot in the neck on September 10th. But that's not the craziest part. The politician's name was Charles Kirkland. Charles Kirkland, Charlie Kirk. And if that's not weird enough, the boxer's name was Tyler the Executioner. What are the odds? I don't know what you do with that information, but I thought you might like to know.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty small odds, isn't it, peeps? It keeps happening. Keeps happening. If you watch films, they are literally telling you what's going to happen in the future.
Got woken up to some disturbing sound all through the whole area. I just called 911 and they said they've gotten like over 50 calls about it. Yeah.
There's a lot of these weird noises going on TikTok, peeps. A lot.
That's what I'm worried about. Are we breathing in something we shouldn't be breathing in right now?
You lost the technology to get us to the moon.
Where did it go? They lost the tapes of the moon
Yeah.
landing. What you watch when Neil Armstrong climbs off the LEM, One Small Step for Man, that was projected on a wall in NASA. And the networks were like, hey, can we just get the direct feed? Like, no, we're going to do it this way. Then they lost all those tapes, lost the telemetry. When asked, why don't we go back? NASA said, well, we can't replicate that technology. It's too difficult. NASA astronauts saying, oh, we think we found a way now that we can finally get past the Allen radiation belt. We already did that, man, didn't we? 17 times, but they lost it.
Unbelievable.
Russia was first to everything. Russia has Sputnik, first man-made satellite, man in orbit, first animal in orbit, first woman in orbit, first spacewalk. It's all first. And you can hear JFK saying, like, no matter how much money we throw at it, we're going to be second. And then suddenly, 1969, we surpass all of the Soviets and we land on the moon.
Did we?
I don't buy it. Americans who don't believe that we went to the moon is rising every year. I hope I have nothing to do with that.
I'm sure you have something to do with that.
Yeah, it seems dodgy, doesn't it? I think it's the Sean Ryan show, that is. That's got the guy from the Y-Files. I know the Hecklefish, but AJ, I think, yeah. AJ. Gentile. But they come together. I watched that one. It was a really good episode, actually. It was a really good episode. But the moon landing is very sus, isn't it? It is very, very sus. I've seen a lot of stuff. I didn't really know too much about it until I started doing this channel, and I've seen a lot of stuff. The biggest one was the astronauts saying that they did make a Hollywood movie as a backup, just in case they didn't make it to the moon. But like, you would never know, would you, if they made it or not? Then, do you? You know what I mean? So, yeah. Very sus.
This man is scared he will never die. Ismail Azizi from Tanzania has reportedly been declared medically dead by doctors on 6 separate occasions, but has come back to life every single time, and no one can explain how. In a recent documentary by Afromax, they report that the first time he died was after a workplace accident. He was taken to the hospital in critical condition, and soon after, doctors declared him dead, not some randoms off the street. His body was taken to the morgue while his family started preparing his funeral. But to their bewilderment, he regained consciousness and walked out of the morgue onto the street like he was taking a nap. And that was only round 1. He died again after catching malaria, but this time he made it all the way to the coffin before yet again waking up at his own funeral. Now, this became a literal cycle for years. Death 3 was after a car accident where he collided with a fuel tank and put him in a coma. But like clockwork at this point, after being pronounced dead by medical professionals again, he woke up. And at this point, even the doctors were getting freaked out. Death 4 was after he got bit by a venomous snake, but this time he spent a whopping 3 days in the morgue. And that really convinced his family that Ishmael was gone for good this time. But no, because when they went to go retrieve his body for his 4th funeral, he woke up again. Now, after his 5th death, he fell into a toilet pit. His community started getting a little scared, and they became convinced beyond reasonable doubt that he was a witch or a ghost. So you know what they decided to do? Burn his house down with him inside to try and kill him for the 6th and final time. And guess what? They were successful until he woke up again. Bro, I'd be scared too. I couldn't die. And now, after all of this, he has to live in an isolated old house with no neighbors, because apparently he's a bit of a local legend and people are too scared to live near him. He also said he can't get a job either as a result of the stigma. Bro, one meeting with JD Vance, cook him for sure.
I mean, how? That is some supernatural stuff right there. That is crazy. Crazy bonkers.
Figure this out once and for all. Is Trump a dictator or not? I dare you to stitch my video, your AI against mine. Let's go. Is Trump a dictator or not?
Trump isn't a dictator. He's the wrench in the machine the real dictators built. While global elites tighten control through media, money, and tech, he's using their own system to expose and collapse it from within. He didn't seize power. He shattered their illusion of it. They call him dangerous, not because he's breaking laws, but because he's breaking control loops. This isn't tyranny. It's the most strategic rebellion against tyranny we've seen in our lifetime. Why Trump isn't a dictator. A dictator silences opposition, expands state control over life, controls media to suppress dissent, uses fear to maintain obedience, consolidates power, and never lets go. Now let's look at Trump. He didn't silence opposition. He took relentless criticism from media, institutions, even his own party. He reduced regulations, not to control more, but to allow more freedom in business and innovation. He was banned from social media, not the one doing the banning. He returned power to the states during COVID rather than forcing nationwide mandates. He walked away from power peacefully, even under pressure and despite deep disagreement with the election process. So what is he doing? Trump's actions aren't about seizing control. They're about exposing control. He's using economic, legal, and geopolitical moves to apply pressure on globalist networks who've hijacked sovereignty through trade, tech, and centralized finance, force corrupt players to reveal themselves by pushing them into reaction, negotiate from strength, not submission, using tariffs, sanctions, and alliances as leverage, not dominance, shift power dynamics without collapsing the system, forcing realignment instead of full destruction. The bigger connection and agenda, this isn't just about politics, it's about resetting the board. He's operating inside the system, but he's not of it. He's using its rules to expose its weakness and create openings for decentralization, innovation, and sovereignty to rise. That's not dictatorship. That's disruption on a level most people still don't fully see yet.
So, who wants to figure out if Trump is a dictator or not? Stitch this video. Go on. You can talk to AI. It can clarify how you see Trump as a dictator. Your AI against mine. Mine. Go. Whoever's video has the most likes, I will stitch it. And we will find out the truth about this. Stop listening to the TV. We can figure it out. What did he do that's so dictatory? Go.
Let me know your thoughts in the comments on that one, peeps. I'm going to leave that one alone for now.
Schau mal die Lichter, wie das ausschaut.
Yeah, it's this sound again, the boring sound from underneath, I think, but it's in the sky. I don't know. There's some weird sound though.
Echt? So schon mal Kerle, Mann. Seine Lage. Was ist das, Alter, Mann? Was ist das?
Well, I knew this day would come where I would switch from the Planet of the Apes MK Ultra mind control programming that I was watching be implemented here. But now it's over.
It's Roseanne, isn't it? Yeah, Roseanne. I used to watch her program when I was a kid. A comedy.
And I realized the new movie is Soylent Green, which was also one of my favorite movies. Yeah, Soylent Green. Now everything's about the movie Soylent Green. Watch that movie. Got artificial intelligence, euthanasia, all the good talking points of the mainstream media these days. And then suicide centers where you can see extinct species. And then they all have to go get these soy pellets to eat.
I've never actually watched that film. And it about like the food you eat as well being dodgy.
And at the end, it's like, I'll tell you the end in case you don't have time to watch it. It's like Soylent Green is people. That's what we're finding out now. The Soylent Green factories are, it's people. That's the movie now. Watch that movie.
Yeah, well, there's a lot more humans than anyone else, isn't there? So, oh, who's this? Jane Austen. Jane Austen. Man, you gotta help me out with that. And who's Jane Austen again? I don't know. I've heard of the name. I'm sure I've learned it somewhere. But I couldn't tell you where.
This climate change It's the greatest con job ever perpetrated on the world, in my opinion. Climate change, no matter what happens, you're involved in that. No more global warming, no more global cooling. All of these predictions made by the United Nations and many others, often for bad reasons, were wrong. They were made by stupid people that have cost their countries fortunes and given those same countries no chance for success. If you don't get away from this green scam, your country is going to fail. And I'm really good at predicting things, you know? They actually said during the campaign, they had a hat, the best-selling hat. Trump was right about everything. And I don't say that in a braggadocious way, but it's true. I've been right about everything. And I'm telling
Trump, are you a time traveler? Are you a time traveler? That's what I want to know.
you that if you don't get away from the green energy scam, your country is going to fail. And if you don't stop people that you've never seen before, that you have nothing in common with, your country is going to fail.
By far, the most convincing evidence that I've heard for us being in a simulation is, you know, that S that just appears everywhere, the one with like the 3 lines and then the 3 lines and then the triangles that has just been showing up all throughout history, all throughout the world. That S that's been showing up in schools everywhere, somehow just everyone knows it. So the theory is that that S is the logo for the company that runs our simulation. And that...
What's the S? Someone's going to have to help me out with that one as well. Money sign? Pound sign?
Breaking space news, NASA just had a press conference and they said this.
If we get this right, do we think this is signs of ancient life on Mars? And after a year of review, they've come back and they said, listen, we can't find another explanation. So this very well could be the clearest sign of life that we've ever found on Mars.
This image was taken by the Perseverance rover on Mars and released by NASA last year, and this rock is now the best evidence we've ever had for ancient life on Mars. This is the area where the rover is on Mars, and it very obviously had running water in the past. And the rover took a sample of this rock and found that it contains organic compounds. If you zoom in, you can see these white polka dots surrounded by black rings. These contain iron and phosphate. We've never seen this on Mars, but we have seen this on Earth when there's a fossilized record of microbes living in the subsurface. The spots on the rock could have been left behind by microbial life if it had used the raw ingredients, the organic carbon, the sulfur, and the phosphorus that we see on the rock as an energy source. There are ways to produce these spots without biological reactions, things like sustained high temperatures, acidic conditions, and binding organic compounds. But there's no evidence of any of that happening here. This is what this area looked like. So this specific rock in an ancient river valley has organic matter and crystallized magma right here, and an energy source for microbes. So it's becoming not only possible, but increasingly likely that this is the first evidence of ancient microbial life on Mars.
Super duper. Sounds splendid. No idea what that means. But it could be aliens. Whoa, that's a nice top. What in the baby pigeon is going on here? I don't see a baby pigeon, by the way. What? That is the pigeon lady. Wow.
What did I just watch?
Could I ask Erica, please come out? Erica, please come out. Thank you.
I cannot be the only one.
You're not the only one. It is a bit sass.
The UK is starting to see a very unusual terrorist problem. I mean, just over the weekend alone, they arrested nearly 900 people under the Terrorism Act. And the unusual part is that a lot of these terrorists are seniors, people with disabilities, grandmas, simply standing there with a sign. In fact, just a couple of weeks ago, they arrested an elderly man under the Terrorism Act who was blind and was in a wheelchair. This is 100% real. To make things even crazier, being convicted under the Terrorism Act can, in some cases, hold a prison sentence of up to 14 years. So, what the hell is going on? Well, about 2 months ago, a UK-based group called Palestine Action was classed by the government as a terrorist organization alongside the likes of Al-Qaeda, ISIS, Hamas, and 81 others. This decision was made after some of its members somehow were able to break into the UK's largest secured military airbase and use repurposed fire extinguishers to spray red paint into the engines of 2 aircraft, causing an estimated $7 million in damages. Now, the group say this was to protest the UK's complicity and supplying weapons to Israel. The government, however, say that they are not merely a protest group, but one that is escalated into violent attacks against national security targets. So, 12 days later, Palestine Action became the first direct action protest group to ever be prescribed under UK terrorism laws. But here's where things get tricky, because remember, it is a criminal offense to show support for a terrorist organization, and that's why police are now having to arrest hundreds of people for simply holding a sign saying they support Palestine Action.
Essentially, everyone holding a sign will be arrested
if that sign falls within the remit of
saying that they support Palestine Action.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people to arrest. That must be a real headache.
It is a lot of people, yeah.
And just 2 days after the nearly 900 were arrested, a new Banksy mural appeared on the walls of the Royal Courts of Justice, depicting a judge hitting a protester lying on the ground with blood spattered on their sign. Journalist Isabel Young spoke with the advisor to the UK government, whose 300-page report was a major factor in these new laws. And this is what he had to say in their defense.
I spoke to a 70-something-year-old grandma at these protests, literally holding up a sign and getting arrested. Do you think they're a terrorist?
If they meet and they are doing this to overwhelm the criminal justice system very deliberately.
Half of the people that I saw at the protests were over 60. So are they terrorists?
Well, the criminal justice system will have to deal with them.
But you're saying they are terrorists.
No, I'm saying that if you...
But you're not answering the question. Are they? Do you see them as terrorists?
So we're now at a point where the UK police have their work cut out for them. Every time there is a protest, anyone holding a sign supporting Palestine Action can be arrested, even if it's in the thousands.
Yeah. The world is bonkers. What in the Transformers is going on again? I've seen a lot of this.
No.
Storm?
El cielo. Ay, Dios mío. El cielo. Ay, está fuerte, horrible, horrible. Ay, no. Ay, será más. Horrible, está horrible. Ay, bendito Dios. Ahora que vas a tocar. Cielo. Ay, Diosito, ven. Quítense de los árboles, hágase para acá.
Aparecen luces misteriosas en el cielo, las cuales ponen en alerta no solamente a la mamá, también podemos escuchar al señor que está muy alterado. Bueno, sabemos, se dice, se cuenta, se rumora que cuando aparecen este tipo de luces en el cielo, es una advertencia de que quizás...
I don't speak the lingo, but there is some weird stuff going on in the skies, peeps, is what I think they're saying.
Se pueda presentar un sismo. Y claro, estamos hablando de Ciudad de México. Estamos en septiembre también.
Mexico. He said Mexico. Okay, I can translate that bit for you.
Mientras tanto, tenemos
look
un
at the blue
segundo
light
video.
there. Look at the blue light. It's all the lights underneath. Look. It's the 4D war in the 3D world.
En donde podemos observar ahí en la parte de abajo se ven automóviles todavía circulando por ahí, uno estacionado, y esta persona se da cuenta de que efectivamente hay cosas extrañas, luces, iluminación en el cielo. Rápidamente saca su celular, comienza a grabar, dejándonos estas sorprendentes evidencias del día de ayer, viernes 12 de septiembre del año 2025. ¿Qué es lo que sucede? ¿Qué es lo que está pasando? Solamente esperemos que esto no pase a mayores, y vamos a cerrar este video con bastante respeto, con una de las evidencias en las cuales, pues, fue de un terremoto pasado que también se vivió por allá. Increíble cómo se van las luces